Hey, fellow travelers, Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're going to have a nice little live travel chat answering your questions. But also, I think today's overall topic will be about some of the don'ts of air travel that I've seen because I've been traveling a lot again lately. Not lately, because I was supposed to be in Italy and France right now, but I ended up breaking and displacing my toe. And yeah, 20,000 steps a day. Really, the nurse and doctor were like, maybe not. So I had to postpone that. But we'll be getting back there later this spring to film some stuff, especially for the Olympics. We want to have a bunch of stuff for people that are going to go to Paris for the Olympics. So I have a bunch of new stuff coming out for that. So some good stuff, but I thought I'd let you know some new info where we're traveling and what's going on with Walter's World and how things have been. Morning, Mark. Good to see you, my friend. Mahad, good to see you. Esther, of course. Brian, nice to see you, my friend. Yowzers, Nick, everybody. Catherine, good to see you. Good to be there. And thank you for popping on our Shorts channel. This is Walter's World Shorts. So if you haven't subscribed to this one, do click subscribe. So we have that. But yeah, my toe is getting better. I was back at the doctor last week. Last week? Well, I guess it's this week. It's Saturday. I was there this week, and they said it's another 2 weeks. I should be okay. So yeah, hobbling around. So at least it's like not too bad. And it's amazing when you break something in your foot, you will always hit that foot all the time. Hey, Peter, good to see you. What's up, Nick? So, so today's topic, really, I want to kind of talk about airport etiquette, don'ts, things like that. But if you have questions, please put in the comments, and I'll do my best to kind of go through there. And I think starting off with kind of one of the things I see a lot of tourists get upset when they're at the airport, especially when it comes to the gates. I'm going to do some gate stuff, and then Esther, I'm going to talk about the Paris changes that you need to know about here in a bit. Don't worry, I'll get some of those beforehand. One thing I got to tell you, well, let's just do the Paris thing because that's a question. We'll do a question first, and we'll move into the other things. When we get to after I do a few Paris notes, I'll get into the air travel etiquette thing. So yes. Tickets will be going up for the transit fares during the Olympics. That's what they've said so far right now. Everything that they say now, it can change beforehand because the Olympics aren't until July. But I will tell you, looking at flights for going near the Olympics, the flights to Paris are insane. I mean, it's cheaper probably to just fly to London or fly to Amsterdam or fly to Frankfurt and then take a train than it is to fly direct to Paris. Something to think about. Also, the hotels have gotten incredibly expensive during the Olympics and run up to the Olympics. So do be aware of that. Like if you go now, if you're going through March, it's not a big deal, but you start seeing stuff creeping up anyway, because spring's coming. So more travelers, but then once summer gets near, it's going to be a pricey one. So if you're going to be going to Paris, make sure you're ready for the way more expensive Paris than you remember with the Olympics. Another thing I think when you're looking at the Olympics, remember one of the things that are different. The Olympics that like when they bring the torch in and the Olympic parade is actually going to be on the Seine. So they'll come down in boats. That's going to be a little bit kind of a cool thing to check out. So do know that you might notice, hey, what's going on when you're here during the Olympics? A lot of events, and what they've tried to do is really minimize the impact in the city. So everything's within like a 10-kilometer radius, except for like surfing that's like in Tahiti or something. But you will be able to get a lot of the places that are there. And since the public transport is fantastic, they're going to use it. One thing I'll say is don't expect to have any beer due to some ruffians the last couple of years in French sports. There's a ban on alcohol in sporting events right now in France. So do be aware of that one. But it seems like they've got it pretty well prepared. And Paris has so many tourists anyway, just like another huge event's coming here, but it's just 2 weeks long instead of like 2 days long. So I'm not really too worried about that in terms of, I'm going to be there late spring, early summer. Yes, with those insane prices to film basically the don'ts the Olympics, what you need to know when you're there. Not just for the Paris ones, but any ones. I'm going to do some more like specific ones in terms of how to get around, how to get through, security, the airports, all those kind of things, because it's going to be complicated. And people have to realize the security lines in Paris for the airport are insane on a normal day. So during the Olympics will be even more. So lots of extra time. The delays getting through the passport control is always a long time, especially if you're flying from the U.S. to France and then you're going to transfer another flight. That line there can take you an hour, 2 hours. I mean, it's insane. And there'll be even more. And I'm sure there might be some industrial action during the Olympics too. So be ready for that. Okay. Carmen, I was actually just in Germany. I might be again there later this year, but I was just there like 4 weeks ago. Filmed a bunch of Germany videos. I've actually been typing up all the notes. I actually just finished typing up the notes for the editors yesterday, and I now have to like put all the video like links, like put this in here, put this in there. So there'll be a bunch more, but those will be coming out later in the year, because with Germany, September is always a good month because of Oktoberfest. Also, everything I filmed was when they had like the 22 inches of snow in Munich and everything. So lots of snow. So people I've noticed, if I put out snow in the background videos in the summer or late spring, people literally just turn them off. Like, this isn't relevant to me. But if they've been playing for a while, then it's okay. So it's one of those I have to like kind of look and see how it goes. But I did try to make some that were not snow dependent in the background. So there'll be some good Germany ones coming. I did one on like Germanisms and reasons why tourists hate going to Germany, but like more like what annoys them. So there's some new fun topics I've been working on for that. Excuse me. Yeah. So a lot of things coming. Anyway. Excuse me. So airport things. So this is one thing I saw recently when I was flying back from Germany. A lot of tourists are really not. They're playing hard and fast with the TSA pre-check. I mean, or the TSA check lines. I know it's TSA in the US, but the security checks in Europe. And a lot of times, what you'll see a very big variation in time at airports in Europe in terms of how long the queues are. The thing is, if you're going to an airport that has different terminals and you cannot like go into you have to go into a specific security line, that right there can cause bottlenecks. So for example, we were flying out of Munich, and if you look online in Munich, people tell you, oh, it's 5 minutes to get through from check-in to gate, it's boom, boom. Well, we went and we were there 3 hours early. We were there. They hadn't even opened up the Delta desk yet. We have priority check, right? We got there 3 hours early. It took us 1 hour and 40 minutes to check in and to get through security. Okay. By the time we actually got to our gate, there's a reason why I think in that part of the Munich airport, there's no restaurants. There's like a couple of kiosks because you don't have any time. Because literally 3 hours early, we literally got there. I talked to the gate agent for like 2 minutes. And they're like, all right, sign aboard. And we were on. So that's one thing I think you need to be aware of is make sure you're looking and seeing, because there's a lot of tourists that are really like getting upset at the gate agents. Oh, why did you leave? Like the gate. I'm like, you got to get there early. And what sucks is a lot of airlines only open up their boarding gates in Europe 3 hours beforehand. So if you're flying Delta or American and they don't have any other flights that day, you can't check in early. It's literally is that 3 hours before. So do be aware of that. In some places, like if you go to Israel, I mean, it's no joke when they say, be there 5 hours early. Yeah. And you'll just make your flight. Okay. So do be aware of those things. Another thing I saw is people were sitting. I mean, literally, I was in Bojangles in Terminal T in Atlanta, and we're sitting there eating. And this guy next to us like, oh, we got time. Our departure's in 20 minutes. And I'm thinking, you realize they close the boarding door 15 minutes before they actually leave. This is where people have been getting upset. My flight says it leaves at 10:20. I'm here at 10:18. I should be able to get on. No, if your departure time is 10:20, they are closing those doors at 10:05, and they cannot open them for anyone. It's a security thing. It's boom, locked, done. So you have to be aware of that. And I see tourists getting really upset with this, but you got to be aware of that. Like, I know there's people that are like, I want to be the last person on the plane. I don't want to deal with the riffraff. Y'all, you're going to miss flights. I know people. I have friends that meet people. I've had family miss flights because of that, okay? So just get on when you can get on. And one of the things that it really holds up the boarding area is the gate lights. The people that are like, I am in group 17, but I'm going to be up here from the first people, and they kind of block the way in. That actually makes it longer to board. I know it sucks. You're like, I want to make sure I get in to get overhead space. I've been on tons of oversold flights lately. And honestly, if you're coming in late, if you're one of the later people getting on the planes, put your bag up wherever you see space. Because look, you're going to exit probably back out where you came in most of the time. Not every time, but most of the time. So you're going to pass by there on the way out. So if you just put it up there, do that, especially if you're one of the later boarding groups, like you're like boarding group 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like you're walking in to see a spot, boom, put it up there. Because they're going to have to find something later. If they don't have a spot, then it's going to go back underneath the plane. And if you wanted to, gate check or whatever, sometimes it doesn't work out very well. So be aware of that, okay? And it's always good to pay attention. So Esther makes a good point. That says, I have boarding time 1 hour before departure time. Always pay attention to that, which can change depending on the flight. This is exactly true. That's why if you're flying Atlanta to Germany, I mean, it was literally an hour and 20 minutes before departure was when boarding started. Okay, so you need to make sure you're there. A lot of people don't realize they'll go to the lounges and think the lounge will let them know. No, the lounge won't let you know. Like someone may call you after they've already like canceled your ticket, which has happened to people I know. Okay, so just be aware of that. All right, so I know you're like, I don't want to say there's so many people. Yeah, deal with it. I mean, that's one of those things you got to think about, you know. And I think I think one of the things that really gets me is, you know, when you get on the plane, or no, when you're actually waiting to board the plane, you see people with their carry-on luggage, and you look and you go, that's not going to fit. Like, you already know their luggage isn't going to fit. And I'm not talking in the small planes. I'm talking in the big planes, you know, there still doesn't fit. Look, don't pretend like people don't know your bags are oversized, okay? And that's where I always love people to start shoving. Well, maybe it'll get in. It's a carry-on size. No. When you expand it and then stuff extra stuff on the outside and have your coat on it, no, it's not going to fit. And that's one of the things that's really important, to buy the right luggage. You may say, well, I want to have more stuff in there. Then maybe you need to pack less stuff. Maybe pack a couple of things of laundry detergent, and then you can wash clothes and do that. I know it sounds really patronizing, but I saw it so much, especially in the wintertime when people are bringing coats as well. There's ever more less space. And also, if you have a purse or you have a coat, don't put it up above the bin and close it, because there's going to be more people putting stuff up in there. What happens is they put their luggage and slam it in there. So if you have your little like precious gift you bought, or your little purse or your bag, it's going to get smashed to the very back. And that's how people leave stuff. I've forgotten coats because of that. Take my word for it. Remember, I make the mistake, so you don't have to. And what I'd recommend is, if you have like a coat, if you have a small purse, wait till everybody's got their stuff up in there, and then you can always kind of shove your thing, your little purse or your smaller bag or coat up there afterwards, just because then it's easier to grab when you get out. Okay, and use the space underneath your seat. It's funny, and I saw a lot of people lately have been using the people next to them's seat space, like the foot space. Like, oh, I don't have enough room. Like, they brought their carry-on, their big carry-on, and then they had another personal item, and there's no space above, so they shove like their big bag, like under my seat. This happened to me, and then they put their smaller bag under there. I'm like, nah, bro, this isn't happening. Well, I need space. I'm like, you got to find something. I'm not sitting with my knees up in my chest. You know, luckily I've lost some weight, so I can bring my knees almost to my chest. That's one of those things you need to realize is that's where you see people getting frustrated. A lot of it is just the lack of space people have, and I'm not saying blame the airlines, because people say, well, the airlines should have more space. No. They got to make money. They're a bus service, people. They're a bus service. We all have to be part of these things. Okay. So Carmen says, last summer was rough and how long it took to get through airports. I would describe it as traumatic. Yeah, it'll be bad this summer too. They said, oh, we just need to hire more people. Yeah, they may have hired a few more people, but not as many as they needed, because honestly, I think travel this year might surpass pre-COVID levels. So be aware of that. Ronnie, my brother, congrats on 80 pounds, man. That's awesome. We got about 100 days from tomorrow. Flying to Greece. You're going to love it, man. I know you will, buddy. Good to see you. Good to see you, Eric B., my friend. Jocelyn needs to talk to you, by the way. Jocelyn needs to talk to you about something, so I can have that. Mark Finley points out, I can never find my size overseas. So Mark is a rather tall fellow. He's 104, I think. He's a very tall dude, very sturdy man. And so I have had that problem for myself, not being able to find clothes for myself anywhere. Basically, south of Germany, I'm screwed. If I'm in like Germany, I actually found a lot of big and tall stores like in Sweden, Norway, good big Scandinavian guys. So Mark, if you need to outfit yourself into like European wear, head to Scandinavia. So you have that. Morning, Scorpio Sue. Good to see you. So Esther, I bought duty-free liquor, got a new carry-on for free, but made it so hard. I had 3 items. At least my liquor was safe after the checked at the gate. Yeah, the problem is that's when you come back and then you try to go into a new play. Yeah, they can. Yeah, it is a bit funny. Oh, you're only 6'8"? Did you get shorter? You've been shrinking, Mark. So let's see. Yeah, please do. So yeah, so there's all kinds of stuff. Now, some other things I think at the airport and the airplane are kind of important to realize, especially with the timing thing. One, nobody cares you're late. Everyone's going to blame you. Even if it's not your fault, people are not going to care. If you see people running through the airport, people go, oh, they should have got here earlier. No, it could be a delayed flight. It could be something. Just plan on people not helping out. Just know that. But I think you need to also, when you're looking to get to the airport, give yourself enough time. But also, if you have luggage, most airlines in the U.S., 45 minutes out of departure, they're not taking luggage anymore. So those people, even at smaller airports where it's literally like 5 minutes from parking your car to your gate with security in there, they're still like, hey, we can't take it. And I've seen them being a lot more strict with that the last, I don't know, 6 months, I'd say. Like, I didn't notice, like, I've seen it a lot more. So do be aware of that. And when I see people getting really upset with other travelers on there, one, it comes to the armrest. Remember, the person in the middle, they get both armrests. The people on the outsides, they have the wall and they have the aisle. So there's that. Now, if there's 4 people, that's where it gets a little more complicated. They get these, they're outside arms, and then they get to fight over this, and these people have those outside ones. I know, it's insane. And leaning back in your seat, hey, it's there. And if they didn't want you to do it, they wouldn't have the lean back thing there. It's good to ask, but if they say no, are you going to lean back anyway? I mean, I don't lean back because it's not comfortable. Just lean back and lean forward when it's eating time. And if someone has that blocker that doesn't let you lean back, you just need to notify the flight attendant. Maybe you go back to the bathroom and make a note of it. And when they walk by, they see it, they'll take it out, because that is actually a security hazard, because it keeps people from running through the aisles if they have to have an emergency landing. So there is that. Another time when I see people really getting upset is the phone etiquette on there. You know, the people that like to listen, they don't talk on the phone like this. They talk speakerphone. Hey, Linda, how are you? Yeah, we're doing great. I'm going to Vegas. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Johnny's cancer. Yeah, they had to take off his balls. Yeah, he's right here, ballless. Like, I've heard so many conversations that are totally inappropriate, but the thing is the speaker thing upsets other travelers around you. Like, you'll be told to turn it off, and if you don't, I mean, people don't understand. Like, if you're asked to leave the plane, that airline knows you got asked to leave the plane, and they can ban you from their airline. And there's not a lot of airlines you can choose from. People are like, oh, there's lots of planes. Really? If you get banned from Delta, they're probably going to put little notes. So then you have problems with KLM, the Air Italian Airlines, all the people, Air France. You have to think about that. Okay, so do be aware of it. Carmen, my mom's speakerphone. I'm like, yeah. This is in public too. I see it a lot when we're waiting at the gate. People will be on their speakerphone, just talking about anything and everything. And I'm like, does the person on the other line know that they're spilling their deepest, darkest secrets to you, and you have it on speakerphone in an airport? They're like, well, nobody knows. I'm like, yeah, but you never ever know. I mean, how many of you seen those memes where like people are like, I found your husband cheating, I found this out, and they text someone else? So do be aware of it. So Esther says, talking on speakerphone is a way to know someone's age. It used to be, but now I'm seeing it with students now. I see my students now doing a lot of the walking around campus with their phones up like this, just talking like this. I'm like, don't you have earbuds? Like, it's weird. Like, I either have students that literally never take out their earbuds or their speakerphone. It's hilarious, Esther. If you ever go on campus, like, you should check it out. Cody, awesome. How I'm going to Europe for 2 months. Cool. France, Germany, UK, Ireland. Any travel tips for me? I've got about 500 videos on those countries. You will eat very, very well. You will walk a lot. Ireland, you'll probably have the most fun with the locals. Germany, you'll probably drink the best beer. France, you eat the most. France, be experimental with the food, because you might not know it, but the local food all over the country is fantastic. Italy, don't just eat pasta. Try the other things when you're there, and you'll be happy. And also eat a gelato every day. It's good for you. You need the energy. Let's see. So Nick says, flying Southwest this past October, Denver to San Francisco, there were 21 handicapped people and family members that got before the A-list. We've never seen this before. It's very frustrating. Sound right? Yeah, because here's what happens. It's kind of like how Disney a few years ago had to adjust their like getting on the rides, because people would they would fake that they were handicapped, so they get the pass to get to the front of the line. And so there's people that will do that. I've seen people that literally get rolled in the entire way, and then they're like, okay, yeah, we're running, but okay, they hop up, go on. Now they could have heart problems. They might pass out. Like there's hidden things in there. So I can't really fault it, but Yeah, because now they have it where like anybody needs to help them. I mean, I've had to get on early with people before because they needed help. Like they could not put their bags up, they could not get on. I'm like, we need the extra time because that would hold up the whole line. So sometimes it's better. And here's what I always kind of feel like this: like, look, the plane's going to leave as close to on time as possible. Like we're already all on the plane before it can take off anyway, and they still have to do checks. So it's not really holding up the departure at all. It's just kind of frustrating for people. So don't let it get to you, Nick. It'll be okay. Later, Esther. Have fun grocery shopping. Oh, Janet Limerick, Ireland for St. Patrick's Day. Don't expect Chicago parades and New York City St. Patrick's Day parades. It's not as big in Ireland as in the U.S. If you want to have like more of a U.S. Ireland, like a U.S. St. Patrick's Day parade party atmosphere, Dublin's the place to be. But there'll be some stuff going on, but don't think like it's going to be like, oh my gosh, it's life changing. No, not really. I feel like going to you. Not even a 4th of July party, but there'll be a little something there. Ronnie, how's the Athens airport? I haven't found much on the research. I know the train goes there, which is good because that's how I'm getting to my hotel. So, sorry, Ronnie. One thing I would say is make sure you have a backup plan. Taxis are fine because someone might be on strike when you're there. So just be aware. But the train going in and out is fine. The airport's fine. We've flown through it a lot of times. It's pretty quick, actually. I mean, it got really updated for the 2004 Olympics, and it's still in good shape. So you should be okay. We've flown out of there with Delta. We've flown into there with multiple airlines, flown out of there with multiple airlines too. So you'll be okay. Yes, Scorpio Sue, also Gelato's Life. You were right. Fior di Latte, yeah. The flower of milk is wonderful. Kim M, double check you're subscribed because YouTube strangely unsubscribed me. So Kim, yeah, well that does happen actually on our main channel. I'm doing this on our shorts channel. This is the one where those vertical videos, I put literally there's one out. I've already uploaded for the entire year actually. There's at least one video every single day of the entire year, and they're little tip videos. Some days it's like the chopped up old videos, but every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, there is a vertical film specific video for the shorts channel that scrolls through. And I know I have some that are on the main channel too, but I decided to put a lot of it over here just to have a different outlet for it, to find a new audience for those. And it's interesting because this channel actually has very different followers and subscribers than, well, the main channel's got so many, but it's definitely a different vibe to it. But yeah, please do subscribe. I would greatly appreciate this on our shorts channel. It does help out. Ooh, Delta's changed my Germany flight. Now my layover is 30 minutes. Allison, where is that? Because that's like what flight to what flight? Like if it's coming back from Germany to the US and you're transferring, you're not going to make it. I'm going to tell you right now because you have to go through passport control either way. You're not making it. They'll automatically book you on the next flight wherever you're going to go. But I would make preparations, tell your hotels, or if someone's picking up the airport, just have them read like, hey, just in case. So you have that. Thank you, Carmen. I appreciate that. Thank you. Unknown places in London would you recommend? I would go out to some of the market. I know Notting Hill Market is not as what it used to be, but just getting out of that core center area, and also spend the money to go see a West End show. They're not cheap, but they're worth going to see. Like I would do that to like something special for yourself. But another thing is a lot of people don't take the opportunity to do some of the really good day trips. Like they might go to Hampton Court. That's a nice one. Going to Cambridge is fantastic. Easy day trip. There's a lot of things. If you take the quicker trains, you can go. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's not even 2 hours to go to York. You could make it a day trip if you really wanted to. So there's a lot of things there. Edinburgh's. I got a lot of stuff. I have a Don'ts of Edinburgh video I filmed a couple years ago that literally I cannot find. Like I need to edit it, but I can't find it. I have no idea where it is, so I'm trying to find that. I was like one of my better don't videos too. But in terms of Edinburgh, I would say one, bring some hiking shoes so you can walk up Arthur's Seat. But vintage shops in Edinburgh are actually pretty cool. I would say other things to do. Go to Glasgow for the day. They've really done up Glasgow, so it's a really nice place to be. Worth doing. Wow, I'm using a different computer today, and it really looks like I'm green screening this kitchen setup here. That's weird. So Mark Finley, is just me or does Delta list flight duration times that are really long? On our last trip from New York, we landed an hour early both ways. Yes, they do that so it gives them leeway. So then they always look like they're on time, and then it also works for their scheduling. That's why, I mean, this is like 10 years ago. Some of the airlines actually did that. They adjusted their flight times, so they went from being late half the time to late only 10% of the time because, we gave every flight an extra half-hour flight time. I know I was flying. When I came back from Dallas, Mark, I was down visiting Mark for a little bit, and I was down there, the Safe Air of Texas, in a conference. When I flew back, I mean, they're like, yeah, it's an hour and 50-minute flight. They're like, or 2-hour flight. We got there in like an hour and 20 minutes, and it's going north-south. So this is like the wind helping you, right? So they obviously sometimes will plan that out that way. Cam has a nice tip. If you go to West End shows, we use tickets for same-day tickets. It used to only be a booth, but now they're online. Yeah, that's really helpful. Yes. New seats posted at midnight. Thank you, Cam. That's a great tip. Appreciate it. Marie, hey, how are you? According to my summer house, same over Tokyo. You should go. It's fun. You will have a good time. And because you're in Stockholm, I don't know if I think SAS flies straight to Tokyo too, so you can just hop on to Stockholm and fly over. And that's not bad of a flight. Actually, I've done the Helsinki Beijing flight, and it's shorter than, it's like flying to the U.S., but you're over land, so I guess it feels better. So there's that. Allison, Frankfurt to Salt Lake City. My original layover was 2 hours. Seems a very little odd they would do that. Still have about 3 weeks, so maybe they will change it again. It'll be 11 p.m. Allison, pack some extra underwear for you and everybody, and your travel toothbrush and toothpaste in your carry-on, just to be safe. They might change it. It's happened to us before where they change it later. So, hey, Sam, good to see you. What's your favorite place to travel in the UK for any reason, like the people, food, or sites? Where would someone who has never been to the UK go first? So you got to go to London first. London's fantastic. There's all the museum sites. It's London, let's be honest. We take London out of the equation. So my favorite place is York, is wonderful. Chester, just south of Liverpool, is great. Liverpool, totally underrated, well worth going to see. Best day trip from London, I would say, would be going to Cambridge. Bath is fantastic, and you can throw in Stonehenge when you're there. You can go down to Brighton if you want. There's a lot of really good places. I'm actually going back again this spring with my mother. We're going to do some England filming there, so we'll have that. We're going from basically we're doing like a snail, kind of like London, going around, then getting out, then going taking the ferry over to Ireland. So it should be fun. Ooh, Ronnie, nice. Also doing Iceland in November and started planning for Australia in 2025. Good, my friend. Let me know. I need to get down there for something. Maybe, I don't know, because our kids are getting older now. Like Caleb's a junior in high school. So next year is a senior in high school. So it's like, it could be our last, Christmas of having him at the house and spending it together because he might be doing his own thing at Christmas. You never know. So we're going to be home for Christmas next year. But I think the one after that, we might get back to Australia, New Zealand to have like a double summer, year. So. Oh yeah, Sam pointed out. He sent me. I'll get it from here, Sam. So, if you're booking with Ryanair, they always have crazy deals, and I love Ryanair's social media because they literally are saying like, we are pieces of shit, and we will treat you like garbage, and you're not going to do anything about it. Like they own it, which is cool. They own it, but that's why you can't ever complain. I mean, but sometimes I still fly them because sometimes they're the only option. I don't like it, but you got to do what you got to do. Let's see, where's Sam's thing here? Why do you send me his stuff under, Sam? Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Sorry, Gavin. So Ryanair makes you verify your identity now with your ID and a signature, and you can't just upload it off your phone. It has to be taken with your phone camera. So they want to make sure it's real people, so it's not a service buying a bunch of blocks and then they can resell it, like sell later, then resell them or find a way to get them later because, now there's a block of seats that are available. I can see why they do that. It's kind of like if you use things like Wise to transfer money, a lot of them now are asking for, we want a picture of your ID and a picture of you with your ID to prove that you are the one doing it because AI is making it so easy to fake things these days. So there's that. What's on the travel agenda for 2024, Mark? So the second half of the year, I'm not sure. First half of the year, I should have been in Italy and France the last 2 weeks, like since the first of the year, but I broke my toe and it got displaced and it was not good. So the doctor's like, you can't walk on this. So I've been home healing. But I know we've got Colombia, we've got Chile, we've got Bolivia, we've got Brazil, we've got Finland, we've got Italy, we've got England, we've got Ireland, and then we got a bunch of stuff in the U.S. too. So that's like the kind of the first half of the year. Second half of the year, I know we're going out to Santa Fe, New Mexico, for see some friends for that, and probably I think we might be going to Greece for some family stuff. Sadly, probably won't be happy family stuff. So one of our friends got really bad cancer, so you can use your imagination on that one. And then I probably go to New York City, and then I think we'll probably at least one trip to the Caribbean. So I want to start doing, because that's why we have 2 or 3 different trips. We have 2 already booked for South America, and I want to get some Latin, Central America, and Caribbean stuff going, because we've kind of gotten away from that. Like we used to have a bunch, and we still do, but it's like, okay, let's get some more of those things. Because I'm putting together our videos for like uploading stuff, getting them edited, putting it out, looking for like the next like 4 or 5 months, and it's very much like Euro heavy. Like March is going to be like Italy, like tons of Italy coming out, and then but like I've got other stuff, like, so it's kind of like I want to get some other countries in there and other parts of the world. I'm hoping to get to Southeast Asia in the fall as well. That one's still in the works. So there's a lot of different stuff that's going on. Ooh, if you need a place to stay in Santa Fe, well, that's very nice of you. I might just do that, because Joss and I are going. So it's a little family trip. So that'd be cool. Yeah, Sam talking about the Ryanair part. A workaround is to go to your computer instead of buying on your phone. Fill in your details manually. Yeah, 3 seats left and 2 seats in one. They kept flunking, but lucky I tried it on my own computer. Yeah, those things happen. Yeah, Southeast Asia would be cool. That would be, because how it would be is it would only be probably, I would only get too much time, so probably only like 1 or 2 countries, because I only have maybe 2 weeks. So it's not like a big one, because with work and everything, and then with the seasons trying to get everything to work, that's one of those things. So a lot of different stuff. Plenty of room for us at Santa Fe. Thank you. So yeah, Carmen, thanks for caring about the broken toe. So let's see, what else can I tell you? Let's see. Oh, let's go back. I'm going to go to some more of the things I've seen more lately on the planes. Another thing, because this is my script. This is my script for the don'ts of air travel. I filmed it in Austria a couple weeks ago, so it'll come out probably later in the spring. But some of these was pretty fun, because like I had my notes on things I wanted to talk about. Then I was flying a bunch like the end of the year, and it was one of these like I'm like people are like, I'm like, dude, everyone can smell your toots. Like I can't believe how many people just like totally rip butt like when they're on the plane. But with the pressure and everything, it's not uncommon that you do have actually more tummy tooting, let's say. But I have seen a lot more of that lately. So, make sure you hit the bathroom before you go. And as many times as I've seen TikToks and Instagram Reels and YouTube videos about this, people still go to the bathroom barefoot on planes. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. It's horrible. It's disgusting. Ew, yuck. So kind of one of those funny things. New York City, as you know, there's so many things to do. We really enjoyed walking the 1 Mile High Line along the Hudson, and then visiting the Whitney Museum, the southern end of the wall. Yeah, no, there's a lot of really, like, that's the thing with New York. You can always go back and do more. Like I was there Christmas last year, or I guess 2022. That's where a lot of the newer New York videos came from, and just had a fantastic time. And I'm like, I want to go back for Christmas again, but take the family. So we might go. I don't know. We might go for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade next year. I don't know yet. We're trying to debate that. Or do I take the kids in the summer, so you have like when everything's open and everything's out and about, so it's more like an active thing. Whereas I feel like New York and Christmas time is fantastic for the whole family, but I don't know if the teenagers would be as excited of the holiday markets versus, oh, there's a concert in the park or something going on. So Does Liam enjoy traveling? I don't think he enjoys it as much as I do. I think because I know like Caleb liked it and then he was tired of it and didn't want to travel. So that's why like we went to Italy one year and he stayed with the grandparents and took summer school and worked and stuff. So and then the next summer's like, yeah, I can travel with you guys again. I'm like, yeah, okay. You took that time off. Liam was more like he's cool with doing whatever. It's more he doesn't, but I know sometimes he'd rather sit and play video games online with his friends, which is every single kid ever. That's one of those things like, no, you're not going to sit on your butt. You do that enough during the school year, during the school day. Like, you don't need a whole summer of sitting there playing video games. So like, that's one of the things that I do like about our family travels is we go and it forces us to spend time with each other, but also gets the kids off the devices. I mean, they still have their phones and stuff. So there's still some things, but it gives us a chance to be more time together. So that's one of the things I do enjoy. Carmen, I love that tube of farts. It's a tube of farts. Oh yes, Peter. Brecon Beacons is beautiful for hikes. Also, it's a dark sky. Things like in the nights, you see it's one of the best places to look at the stars in the world. It's fantastic. The tree is not yet up for Thanksgiving. They'll light it the Wednesday after if you can avoid weekends, weekday. Yeah, I know. That's the thing is the tree's not up, but the kids had those days off of school, but then it's also the weekend. So I might just go with my mom or Jocelyn. We might just do like we can have my parents watch the kids. I mean, Caleb will be 18, so he can watch Liam technically. But, letting your brother watch you I remember that was never a good idea when I was little. Rebecca, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon? Yes. Best tips on the South Rim, rent a bike and do like a bike tour or just get a bike and ride the South Rim. It's really beautiful, well worth doing. You'll see there's that pass that you kind of like loop out. You like walk over the Grand Canyon. It's cool to look at, but it's expensive and it's not as easy to get to, especially if you're going to be like doing Route 66 stuff. Also, if you're in that South Rim, if you can go see Flagstaff's great. I love Flagstaff, but is it Williams? The town right south of where you go there, and then the crater is right there. You can go see the crater that's to the east of Flagstaff. Well worth doing. Yes. Drew, other than Panama, is it safe to visit any other Central American country? Yeah, Costa Rica is safer than Panama. Other places do have their issues. I'm not going to lie. We've gone to all of them except for Honduras. No, we haven't been to Panama. Sorry, we haven't been to Panama and Honduras. We love our times in Guatemala. We love our time in Belize. We love our team in Costa Rica. Johnson wants to move to Nicaragua. We've been to El Salvador. I will say, if you're looking for safety, Costa Rica is the safest. And I will leave that at that. So you'll have that. Yeah. So what other questions do we have? Yeah, no, I just wanted to hop on. I'm trying to figure out, some new ways to kind of help people travel better because we have our videos, like we're still doing our every Wednesday, Saturday video on the main channel, plus a short on Mondays, like the vertical videos on Monday. And then during more busy seasons, like from March through July, we'll have an additional video on Sundays. And I think what we're going to do, because I'll be filming a bunch of stuff for France in the spring. So probably June and July, I'll have a bunch of French shorts to kind of put in the other days to get people ready for the Olympics. So because when you watch the Olympics, they give you all these like cultural things. You're like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what this is. Kind of help people with that. So I thought that might be something to do to kind of add on. This shorts channel, I'm debating because I would like to do more live streams. It's just hard. It's hard to find the right time, the right way to do it. So, and sometimes it can only be a short time. Sometimes it can be a long time. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to integrate more live like chats like this. And sometimes it'll be on this channel, sometimes the main channel. Just kind of depends. Like today, like Saturdays are tough because Saturday you always have the new video. And if I put a new video out and I do it live on the same channel, they cannibalize each other, then people don't see them. So that kind of hurts them in the long run and the short run, especially. So it's like, that's why I'm doing this on here today. But just trying to experiment with other things. I know with like Professor Walters, we're going to be, I think in the fall, we're going to be kind of transitioning the channel. I mean, still going to have the marketing and business lecture stuff, but we're going to have some more like business entertainment thing, like Business Insider kind of stuff, like, oh, this is what this is for. This is how this happens. So more of a explain it in a professional way so people get it versus like the 30-second TikTok version of people that don't actually know what they're talking about. I mean, you don't know. I'm actually a PhD. I'm a professor at the University of Illinois, so I can go from the academic side of it, but also the professional side of it to kind of do that. So lots of other stuff I'm trying to fix, or at least figure out. Chris, good to see you, my friend. Traveling while dieting. I do regret that I didn't eat something on a trip in the past because I was on a diet. You've lost a thing. Thanks, buddy. So when I went, because like this fall, I didn't travel as much as I usually do because I really was focusing on losing weight. When I went to Germany and Austria, I mean, it was 2 weeks, and it's heavy pork, heavy carbs. That was one where I kind of made decisions. It was more like, I'm going to not have breakfast today to cut out that meal. Because I have one breakfast, and okay, I had my bread, my rolls, it's like, okay, cheese and slices, like cut that out to make it better. And I started to adjust. Like we were in Italy, I was having like, we do like the last lunch possible, right? So we'd have like a late lunch, and that would be like the lunch dinner, like the intermezzo kind of thing. So I just use that as a meal, and then have like a smaller thing at dinner. So it is tough. It's not impossible. I know they always talk about, like, you'll see the jokes online. America, yes, I'm an American. I go and eat pasta and pizza for 10 days in Italy, and I still lose weight. Yeah, you still do that for different things. I do notice when I travel, though, especially if I'm in Europe, since they have so much less garbage in the food, I actually feel better, and I don't put on weight. So, or that much weight, I should say. So that was helpful. I put on more junk if I eat just like, it's Christmas week. Let's just not care. That I put on some weight. But I've taken it all off now. I'm back down to my lowest I got on the diet. So that's, I've started back up on it. So goal is to lose. I'd like to lose another 50, 65 pounds by November. So, like 5 pounds a month. That's doable. 6 pounds a month. So hopefully we can do that. So let's see. European country cities, you should not. Well, you have like the world famous cities, like the Parises and Londons you have to go to. But I think what I would say to this is, for every Paris and London you go to a secondary city and go to a village as well, or a smaller town. If you're going to Paris, yeah, go to Paris, but check out Strasbourg and Colmar, or go to Bordeaux and hit up Reims. Like, those are still bigger cities, but like hit something else up so you get a different perspective. It's kind of like when people, they just come to New York City or Orlando to see the U.S. I'm like, go see a bit more. Fly to New York, take the train up to Boston, go to Boston for the day, or stop in, I don't know, Mystic, Connecticut for an afternoon on the train on the way up there. I mean, get something else in there just to give you a different perspective, because when you're only seeing one major city, you see this perspective. But if you get from the other, then you start having another one, you get more of a 3D perspective of the country and the people. So I think that helps. Yeah, Marie makes a good point. Yes, love when we're traveling together. Talking about family travel. Yes, we love when we're traveling together. We actually speak about stuff at home. It's a struggle to get Connor away from the PC. Yeah, no, it's true. It is very true. I mean, the summer where it was just Jocelyn, me, and Liam's the younger brother, so he never talked because Caleb was a talker, right? And so Liam was like, just came out of his shell, was just talking, sharing all kinds of stuff. We're like, whoa, like that's why I kind of want to do a trip just with him, to let him out of his shell so he can do stuff. But, he wants to play video games all the time. But I got him one of those things that if he has Wi-Fi, he can just plug it on his phone and he can play his Xbox on his phone. And I'm like, ooh, maybe we do that. And I just take him and we do that. So we'll see. What type of diet I'm on? It's called Faster Way to Fat Loss. Basically, they tell you what to eat. I mean, it's not, they don't give you the food. They give you like the recipes, and you do that. I mean, if I look at it, it's basically like dairy and gluten-free diet. But it's fun. I feel like they have like two nutritionists. Like one nutritionist, her or his food is fantastic. Like I make it for the kids at dinner. Like this stuff is amazing. And the other person is like the boring, bland diet food. You're like, oh, like, and I can tell because they give you like a weekly. I'll show you. They give you like a weekly menu. And so like it tells you different. Like today, I can make pancakes. There's certain kind of pancakes, and they're mixed berries and your snacks and stuff. Has all those things in there. But I mean, they're actually, like, when they do it, it's actually pretty good. Like beef bolognese with roasted spaghetti squash. But they have you make their bolognese sauce, which is actually really tasty and really healthy. So it's nice. I mean, that's why I lost 65 pounds. Like that is that diet. It wasn't the exercise. Because I have a video of actually filmed myself like for 5 months just exercising, and I'm slamming a ball down. It'll come out in a couple of weeks. And then I was like, okay, I got to do the diet right. And then I did the diet and was doing the same exercise. And I lost maybe 15 pounds in 5 months just exercising. Then I lost, 60 pounds, 65 pounds on the other side. So yeah, 65 pounds on the other way. So it's one of those things that really has a huge impact. Thank you, Julia. You look great. You look really good with the weight loss. Happy New Year's in any country in Central America. Costa Rica. Costa Rica. That's the one we were talking about earlier. Let's see. Yes, lifestyle changes does make a difference. It does suck sometimes. I know I took off from Thanksgiving till New Year's on the diet. I put a bunch of weight back on because it was just like, fuck, I don't care. But later I've taken it all off, and it's the 13th. So it wasn't really there. So that's down. So it's kind of like when I go back to the gym on Monday or Tuesday, it's like, okay, now because we have a new competition at our gym, like, all right, we're back at it. Boom. It's kind of like where I left off there. So I feel better about it. And I actually told myself, it's like, look, I'm not going crazy on the diet over Christmas break. I want to enjoy this, whatever, which of course that made me probably eat more than I would have if I just would have said, yeah, enjoy yourself a little bit. But I was like, I just want to be within 5 pounds after the holidays. And I'm right there. Like I'm like 3 pounds over, which basically was like, I haven't gone to the bathroom yet today kind of stuff. So there is that. So my son and I always talk about our Italy trip from last year. Such great memories together. Originally saw some nice. Yeah, that's the thing is I enjoy that we get to talk about that. So Caleb and I were watching The Equalizer 3 last night with Denzel Washington, and it's set in Italy. It's on the Amalfi Coast. I'm like, oh, Caleb, you've been on that beach. You were here, and he's like, oh yeah. And so it was cool. Like he's like, yeah, these are these places I've been. I'm like, yeah, and we got us talking, and it was really, really a nice thing. So very nice. Sam, I missed the pickpocket thing. Train station, I live for pickpockets in any busy place. If you don't have things in your pockets and a purse, it's more amusing than scary. Be prepared, but don't worry. Yeah. The pickpocket thing is annoying, and I do see it. And now, like, there's a lot more people exposing it online. Like, there's the attenzione pickpocket, that lady in Italy. Like, they have all kinds of stuff where they're showing it. Those people they're pros. Like, you don't even know you're getting robbed. Like you may have a backpack zipped up. They're like unzipping it while they're walking behind you, and there are people distracted. Like, you don't even realize they're distracting you. That's why it's really important. Like your money belts, don't take what you don't need. Like when I travel, I usually don't have my wedding ring on, right? So I'm not traveling. See, so wedding's on, because just why make yourself that kind of thing? And that's actually I'm getting ready to go to Colombia, and I'm putting together all the safety stuff because the U.S. just raised the travel alert for Colombia yesterday or the day before, and so it's kind of like, hey, okay, here's some things you need to go get for it. And Caleb was like, oh, it's scoped when you get drugged. It's a thing that's there. There's been like 8 Americans killed in the last like 6 months there. But I'm like, well, that sucks. So let's make sure people are safe. So a lot of it was actually basically getting catfished on dating apps. So be careful because Colombian women and men are gorgeous. And so people go down there looking for a good time. Like I know some travel bloggers that go down there just to show the Colombian girls. And you're like, man, you got to be careful with that. So anyway. Yeah, I love it too, Chris. We'll be down there. Great, Chris, you got to send me some more tips on Colombia because I'm putting together my notes for it. So that's my next international trip actually is going to Colombia. So with Jocelyn and Jocelyn, Liam, Caleb. Well, Caleb's got school. It's one of those like the kids now have different spring breaks because they're different schools, So it's like, oh, that's annoying. So we're debating if we take somebody out of school for the week or vice versa. So there is that. Yes, Ronnie Dove talks about having locks on his backpack. Here's the thing. They're going to go, the pickpockets are going to go for the easiest target. So if you make it just a little bit harder for them, they're going to rob the next person next to you. That's just the way it is. Let's see. Yeah, so we have that. Anyway, I just want to pop on here and do a little live and just send some love to my people because I just want to say thank you for all your support. I'm just trying to figure out what my next things are going to be. We had some requests for doing some sports do's and don'ts and stuff. So we're going to go to a hockey game, NHL game, and film a thing like that. I don't know if it'll be on this channel because for those of you who know, I have a don'ts to go to a Bears game, but we were hammered when we filmed it. So if you want to have a good laugh, go the don'ts of going to a Bears game. Don't expect to know. Don't expect to be warm. Don't expect good food in the stands. Yeah. But I'm going to have one assuming more of a general NHL one. And we're showing friends around St. Louis because we're going to a Blues game. So I won't be as belligerent Anyway, I wish you all. Thanks, Nick. I'm glad you feel that way too. Same thing for me. But I'm gonna try to do some more of these shorter, because remember I used to do like the 4 hour lives and stuff. And I think when I started to cut it down to 1 hour on the main channel, that really helped to get more focused, get people more into questions and stuff. I didn't get to answer as many people's questions, but at least I got to get through stuff. So I think I'm going to try to do more of these like one-off 1 hour ones. And I don't know if I'm going to schedule them or it's more like, hey, I have time now. Why not do one? Because then I get people that we just have me online. Oh, we can chat now. That's good. Then it's done. 30 minutes is over. 45, 50 minutes is over. Move on our way and have a great day. So y'all be safe wherever you are. Where I am right now, it is now, what is the temperature outside? Is now 9 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is like dang cold in Celsius. Let me see. To see minus 13, minus 12 or 13 degrees Celsius outside. So yeah, I'll be staying inside today. I got to get some more scripts written and trying to get a lot of the other videos kind of written up so I get them off, because I have 142 videos that I have to send out to my editors. 142. And I'm not talking the verticals. I'm talking like the 10-minute long videos. So much to do. So much to do. Anyway, I wish you all the best. 51 degrees in Texas, my buddy. Enjoy it. Aaron, thanks for hopping on, my friend. One big don't for me is don't day job. One big don't for me was don't day job our American parents. Okay. I'm so lost, Chris. I'm so lost. Anyway, Katie, I'm glad you're looking forward to Columbia as well. So are we. You be good. Bye, Catherine. Good to see you. Brian, see you later. Bye, Marie. Bye, Ronnie. Mark, Carmen. You're awesome. Thank you so much. And I wish you all the best. And I'll see you later. Thanks for hopping on. Bye.